Hello everyone, this is Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi. Welcome to another interesting episode of Teens Time. Like I said, this is Teens Time. This is where we get to talk about everything teenagers, young adults, parents are also not left out. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about something very, very, very cool. I find it very fascinating to see teenagers, young adults who are already driven, who know what they want for themselves and who are also pursuing it. We understand that that is almost going out of fashion with this generation of crop of teenagers because of the technology, because of social media is not helping matters. A lot of our young people are drifting. They get carried away by the influx of information that is out there. So when I find teenagers who are already finding themselves, who are pushing, I kind of try to bring them very close to me and then find ways to make sure that we help them to stay focused. That's what this show is going to be about. I want you to sit tight, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi and I have beautiful teenagers all around me and then someone who is a coach who is going to be talking to us. Before we went on the short break, I told you that we are focusing on teenagers finding themselves very early, following their passion. And I have teenagers here who are already doing that. I mean, when I find people who love maths, sometimes I feel like, are we from the same planet? Because I am just the opposite of you. The only maths I know is 15 naira plus 15 naira. That's the only maths I know. So, I'm going to come back to you to find out how you started loving maths. Is it something that came from the womb or I'm curious, but I'm going to come back to you. Let me start from you because already you are throwing your voice more than almost everybody here. Okay, I'm coming to you. My guest, how are you doing, ma?
I'm okay, ma'am.
Introduce yourself.
Okay, before I introduce myself, I want to lend credence to the fact that we now have 3 acts.
Exactly.
You need to get into
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I find this a big pleasure to be on this platform today. I mean, this is something I've looked forward to doing all my
Fantastic.
life. So thank you for the opportunity.
Fantastic. We have to do it more often.
Yeah. I look forward to that, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so my name is Rose Jonathan and I am so many things at different times. But I like to call myself a human resource agent.
Fantastic.
And I also like to call myself a lifestyle coach.
Okay.
Because over the years, I've happened, and I should say I've been privileged to do a lot of things that were inspiration to young people. So they started looking up to me, they started associating with me, and by God's grace, I started lending the small knowledge.
Fantastic.
I call it small knowledge because compared to the future, compared to what the future holds, it's still very small.
Yeah.
So I find it a privilege to start sharing that information with young people. So that is why I call myself a lifestyle coach.
Fantastic.
I'm also several things. I can be a writer at some point.
Okay.
I'm also an author. I've
Okay.
authored a book on public speaking.
Fantastic.
And I'm also
I wish you came with it.
it's actually an e-book.
Oh, okay,
but I'm
okay.
working towards making it a
Okay,
paperback.
maybe before the end of the show, we're going to scroll so that people, is it free?
Yes.
Is it okay, fantastic, so that
Yes.
people can download and read.
Okay, okay. So that is basically who Rose Jonathan is.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you talked about being too many things and I know that you're a very young person.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you arrive at this stage?
Okay.
Because we are looking at young people who started very early, who have started early to find themselves. And I know a lot of young people struggle to know what to focus on. How did you get here?
Okay, this may not be a good thing for people to hear, but my starting point was tragedy. Yes, I had a very rough childhood. I should say a hectic childhood. Everything was good. Okay, I was born, brought up, bred and buttered in Aba, Abia State. And everything was good. I am the 3rd child in a family of 5. Although the family is complicated, but I just like to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So everything was good until when I was 8 and my mom died.
Oh,
Yeah, and she died in a very tragic way.
wow.
And I used to be the baby of the house.
Wow.
You know, everybody loved me. I used to play around. I was just so bubbly. And I was very close to my mom and dad. So when she died, it was a breaking point for me.
Wow.
I just didn't know how I was going to go through life as a young person. You know, starting from the age of 8, I was so young.
Wow.
And then I had this responsibilities put on me. I had to take care of my brother.
Wow.
I had to take care of my dad.
Wow. So instead of your dad taking care of you guys, you had to.
Yes, because he
You
was
became the
heartbroken.
wife. Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
and he didn't remarry.
Wow.
So it was a trying time for
Wow.
me.
Wow.
It was okay.
I'm sorry.
So that's actually what led me to the beginning of my journey. And another tragedy that struck later in life was when I dropped out from school.
Oh.
That was also another tragedy that added to the fact that it was just as if I needed to come to a place where I discovered myself.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy because as a young person who was just 8, I had peer pressure
Yeah,
around me.
yeah.
I had a lot of discovery to do. It was trying. But I should say that when I looked at everything that happened around me and the fact that my father, who was a poor, heartbroken man, needed support,
Absolutely.
needed someone to stand by him. And when I saw the fact that if I misbehave, if I do certain things, that there will be nobody at home
Absolutely.
to come for me.
Absolutely.
Because I was not born in a wealthy family. So I decided that it was time to make something out of my life. You know, after my mom died, we had several, it was as if we were having embraces with tragedy. One
Wow.
thing would happen,
Wow.
another thing would happen,
Wow.
and all that. So dropping out and not having food to eat, having to hawk on the street,
Wow.
having to move from one place to the other. There was a
Wow.
time I had to pay my school fees from selling sachet water.
Wow.
And
At what age?
I think I was 11 when I sold sachet
Wow.
water. Yes, she
Wow.
died at 8, and 3 years later, a lot happened.
Wow.
I think I remembered going hungry for 24 hours. I have always been somebody who loved to read and to write and to just express myself. And
Wow.
I saw it that school was a starting point.
Yes.
School was a platform, something that would give me a huge opportunity. So when I dropped out, and I would sit down every day in front of our compound and watch as young people went to school.
Oh.
And the neighborhood people started asking questions. Why are you not in school? I became the errand girl.
Wow.
And then I became a prayer warrior at the same time because
Oh.
I just looked around and saw that there was nobody who was going to help me. And to think that I actually dropped out because my father could not pay 1,500 at school fees.
Wow.
I was attending a community school, so it became so
Wow.
much for me. I remember that one of those days when I was in the house praying, when people had gone to school, it was as if God was not hearing me because I was under shelter. So I came out in the middle of the compound and I said,
Oh.
God, okay, now I'm here. There's nothing blocking my prayers. So you have to hear me because I have to go to school.
It was desperation.
Yes, it was serious desperation. And the events that finally led me to go back to school, somebody came and sponsored me and all that.
Wow.
So I just thought that it's best to lend a hand to other people, especially young people. Like you talked about, this is the age of distraction. Several things are coming from here and they're trying to take our eyes away. Even some young people who have visions, it's as if when they're trying to let their visions explode or manifest, something just comes and knocks it off them. So I decided that I would create a platform that would help young people to find themselves, to discover themselves, because everything just started when I realized that, yeah, I might have had tragic situations happen to me, but this is not what I am made for.
Sadly.
There's so much I can do, and this is actually a story. If everything went rosy for me, what exactly would I tell
True.
people?
You won't be here.
Yes, because the things that happened formed a story, and it
Absolutely.
gave me insight, and I could stand on the wings of that story.
Absolutely.
And soar to wherever I wanted to. So I decided to open a platform to lend hand to other people. And occasionally I started organizing programs, offline and online.
Yeah.
I think in 2018, yes, my team and I organized to pay the fees of some people in school.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, we used social media campaigning, asking people to donate, sponsor, put money in a particular account. And at the end of the day, we were able to pay the fees of 25 students. And it was a defining
Wow.
moment
Wow.
for me. Because I looked back and I told myself that finally 25 people
Yes,
go to school
yes, because of
something that
yes,
happened.
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
if it didn't happen, of course, it's always better sometimes to experience something, because
Yes,
they say it's only he that wears the shoe that
absolutely,
knows exactly where
absolutely,
it is.
absolutely.
So I started organizing those programs offline and online to just help young people. And currently, I have I like to call it a coaching class, a group called Rosian Republic. We just started it this year, but I'm grateful that looking at the fact that we just started it this year, we've already reached out to like 70 people.
Wow.
70 young people.
Wow.
And it's a group where we normally do it 3 months.
Okay.
But because of the stress and the time, because I'm doing other things,
Okay.
so we had to cut it down to 3 weeks.
Thank you so much. I mean, your story is a full episode. It's amazing, and for me, it's just being able to see that the mess is there for you to have a message.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of us allow the things that we have gone through to consume us. A lot of times people allow things that is not supposed to kill us.
Yeah.
But when I see people like you, people like you are very rare. sincerely. And if I leave you, we'll keep going on and on and on. And it is amazing just understanding that you have gone beyond feeling sorry for yourself. You're not feeling sorry for whatever. You're just telling yourself, these things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's for time as such as this, because this is that time where a lot of young people actually need you. Not just what you do, but they need you. Because if they understand your story, where you are coming from now, it drives it home. I can tell you that these teenagers that are sitting here you have touched a part of them that we may not know. So please don't hold back the story. It helps, it makes the whole thing very meaningful. So thank you so much. Okay, guys, I know we said we are going to ask our questions, but I want to first of all ask you, how did the maths come about?
School, I've been going for classes for almost 3 years.
Wow.
I've been doing that in fact, for my 5.
Wow.
So I left Brighton. I've been, if you don't get it, there's a particular kind of punishment the
teacher
gives me to carry 2 cane.
Wow.
Tell me to kneel down and do like this.
Do you think that punishment was necessary?
It was painful, yes.
It is painful to even listen to it. But do you think it's worth it? You love it? Wow.
It actually hits me like a drum.
Wow. Just to get maths. But now you are using it to define yourself. Wow. I mean, like I said, you don't know the stories of these young people that are sitting here. We all have our stories. And it's for us to look inwards and say, okay, what am I doing with what I'm going through? Thank you for opening up. So maths now, you are doing a lot with maths. You've represented your school in competition. Do you want to talk about it a bit?
Actually, when I was primary 5, I went for this competition called Turkish exam. I went, although I didn't hear of the score.
Okay.
I don't know what we got, but I think I tried well in that examination. And I think I'm still doing good.
Fantastic.
Even if I have questions in my new school, I go to my old teacher in Brighton to ask him
Fantastic.
what I need.
Fantastic.
He taught me really well.
Fantastic. So you're doing well with maths?
Yes,
Fantastic.
And other science subjects.
Okay.
Like chemistry and physics.
Okay. And you also do you do sports and
I like sports.
Okay. Obviously you're very quiet. Is it just you, or because of some things that have made you to want to shut down? You are like that. Thank you so much. My poetry woman, is interesting to know that you are you doing it with your parents, or are you supporting your parents, or you are doing it for you?
I'm doing it with my parents.
With your parents,
My
okay.
mom, actually.
Okay. So tell me about it.
Okay. When I was little, I loved animals, most especially fowl.
Wow.
So
Are you kidding me?
I hated dogs. Like, I hated dogs.
As in you carry fowl, like
Yes, I
to
carried
pets?
them, Yeah.
wonders I never heard. Go ahead.
So anytime maybe if you are trying to slaughter any of them,
You start crying. Chineke. So you don't eat chicken.
I eat chicken.
Okay.
I eat chicken.
But you can't stay where they are killing it.
Yeah, I can't say that they're killing it. But now I can boldly kill chicken.
Oh, okay.
I would plead with my mom. She should spare their lives, all these things. So she won't say anything. Like, she would just laugh it off. So as time goes by, like I still, how will I even put it?
You started
Okay.
nurturing the thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, my mom started the business.
Okay.
She started it then. I was like an assistant to her.
Okay.
I was supporting her. I was really, really helping her.
Fantastic.
So, like, I was the only person that had interest
In
the
it.
business.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So, at some point, she started paying me.
Wow. So you get paid.
Yeah. I get
Interesting. That's
paid.
amazing.
So, my siblings, when they found out that I was being paid,
All of them now have started coming. That's good inspiration. Fantastic. I mean, it's interesting to know that there are opportunities out there. It's just for us to develop the interest. There are opportunities to do whatever you want to do, just for you to be able to step down and forget about distractions, and say, okay, I want to do this. You have siblings who were not interested, but you were interested. Okay, tell me a little bit about your own, the football analysis most especially.
Okay, for the football analysis, when I was in secondary school, when we watch match, after the match, maybe if my team lose, because I always brag about my team. My team is Barcelona.
Okay.
So after the match, they come and tell me, what happened? Why did your team lose? So I just want to tell them, the goalkeeper left this, the defender did not do this, the midfielder. The 80s on that story. I'm still analyzing it. I was still watching some videos this morning to
be able
to know why that 80 was.
I'm not sure you guys can recover from that, sorry.
So after they come and gather me, and in commentary, sometimes I can comment match, like when I'm playing school, do inter-house match, they tell me to comment.
Wow.
So and I'm very good sportsman. I can play football very well.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, I wish a lot of teenagers are watching, to know that you can actually start from now. And you know what I tell teenagers? People will pay more attention to you if they know you are young. You are doing what a lot of adults have not even summoned courage to be able to do. So it's interesting to know that you guys are, the confidence alone is even very intriguing. Okay, tell us about the love for reading. Because we have lost the culture of reading. Young people don't want to read. So I'm also very keen to know how that you are nurturing this habit.
Reading was a very, very interesting thing to me. I don't know about any other person.
Yeah.
And firstly, I was thinking I could be a doctor until I noticed that if I see blood, I vomit. Then, other things I was trying to see, I noticed I was not good in science in any way. So literally, I just decided to do law.
Law, wow.
Actually, I wasn't even thinking of law at first. I was like, okay, maybe when I reach at the age of 18, I'll start thinking of what I'll do. But soon enough, I noticed that I was very, very good in debate when I was small.
Okay.
I always do debate, and there is no way I'll fail since I was born.
Yes.
So,
and do you talk sense? Because when she was talking about the firmament, and I'm wondering, like, will I even sit there and be listening to firmament? Who cares about the firmament? So do you talk about the firmament too, or you talk something meaningful?
you have something meaningful, like mothers mean more than fathers. I like saying that all the time because
Mothers
mean more than fathers.
Oh.
Me, naturally, that's how I see it.
And do you think it's because of your father walking away?
That's what I normally say.
I understand.
So, normally read it. Then also, when I noticed that I didn't only find interest in reading novels, there are some times that when I was small, I'll just go and pick my own brother's book that I've not learned and just start reading it for no reason, as long as I don't understand.
Wow.
I'll just start reading, and it kind of give me an interest in reading. Naturally, I now noticed that I was very, very good in defending people in my class.
Wow.
I could even defend my own teacher,
Wow.
and they'll still succeed. So I decided that being a lawyer will be one role that I will play when I grow. So I now noticed it, and so I decided to go into law. I like doing debates in my class. My English teacher loves me more than any other person in the whole of JS too. So literally after that, she finds an interest in me because I love English so much. There was even a time I once thought about writing, but my mom didn't have the money about publishing it.
Don't worry, just write it first.
After that, I just noticed, okay, it's a good thing. My mom did not have the money to buy for either me or my brother a phone, so we just had to do it ourselves to be reading.
Yeah.
That is how we got to Proud Life.
And do you think in not having a phone, you don't have distractions that much? Because once the phone comes, trust me, you're going to be distracted. So I think it's a good thing in disguise, okay? It's a good thing. The phone will come, but I also encourage you, go ahead and write. I have a 12-year-old here. You are 13. My son, you're 12, so he's your mate. I mean, he wrote at the age of 9, and I thought he was joking. I jokingly put it out there on social media, and people said, please print this book. And then he started winning award. And sincerely, I printed only 50 copies. I've sold out everything, and people are asking me to print it. I say, no, I want him to concentrate. I don't put him out there on social media. I want him to focus, do school, blah, blah, blah. But him knowing that, I can actually even write is a good thing. So go ahead and write. Do you understand? Is it a deal? It's a deal. Okay, fantastic. Knowing the situation of things in our environment, in our society, where a lot of young people are not focused. What's your advice to them to be able to stay focused, to make sure, because I want to believe that yes, she's 12, you can be sure that maybe when she's 18 she may change her mind, just like you wanted to do law just for the sake of it. She may end up figuring out I'm not, so what's your advice to them to be able to be flexible a bit, to adjust and adapt when the need comes?
When you're not doing things that a particular set of people are doing, they want to make you believe that you're missing out. You're not doing this, good, you're not drinking, you're missing out.
You're not on social media.
Yes, you're not on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
TikTok.
All of them, TikTok, doing all those. You're not missing out. You're forging the foundation of your tomorrow. And it doesn't have to look like it.
Yeah.
Because when you're building a foundation in the ground, nobody sees it.
Yeah.
We only see what it becomes. So the most important thing that matters is what you're going to become. There's this particular tree that I heard about some time ago that it takes, let's say, in 90 years to grow, and then in 5 years it's
Yeah,
so big.
yeah.
So that is how your life is now. You're growing internally, and what will sustain you in this world is the internal motivation that you gather from
Absolutely.
growing internally.
Absolutely.
Because people won't always be there for you. Your parents will not be there for you, and it's unfortunate. But some of us said, some of our parents, maybe our mom or our dad already left us. But even if they had stayed with you till now, they will not be there all the time.
Yeah.
You're solely responsible for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
government will help when they can, but you're the government of yourself.
Absolutely.
So it starts with sitting down to understand that, God, I'm actually responsible for my life. If anything bad goes wrong today, I will be the first person to get affected
Yes.
before it even gets to the next person. So let's use this as an example. It's not going to happen, but let's say you get pregnant or somebody gets pregnant.
Somebody gets pregnant.
Yes.
You're not going to get pregnant here.
Yes, you can be. You're not that teenager.
Yes.
So someone gets pregnant outside wedlock. Think of the things that can happen to you. You're forced to abandon your ambition. You start taking care of a baby at such a young age. You really start missing out because the time that you would have used to do productive,
Yeah.
channel it into caring for a baby. And at what age?
Yeah.
Just imagine how it be. You'll be totally responsible for your life. And if care is not taken, that might actually hamper your progress.
Absolutely.
But if you sacrifice all these youthful pleasures that come around you now, so that you become something that people would look up to, something that will become fulfilling just for yourself first before it gets to the
Yeah.
other person, then you're on the path to making the greatest decision that can lead you to stardom. Now,
Fantastic.
you love writing. I also loved writing, and I still love writing. I feel like writing is a platform that you can use to
Yes.
express yourself.
Yes.
I mean, I don't have to get to a particular place. I can sit down in the comfort of my home and type something on Facebook.
Yeah.
And people all over the world just read it. So it's a platform to establish yourself. But you're only establishing yourself because you have a message.
Yes.
There are people writing nonsense
Yes.
online. They're
Yes.
just making noise, and they call them ranters. They rant. Don't be a person who rants.
Yeah.
Be a person who communicates. Don't write to just impress people.
Yeah.
And to say you're doing well. Write because you're expressing.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that you have to decide
Yes.
that you're going to push this.
Yes.
And even when you get no for an answer, you turn that no to make it a yes.
Wow.
Okay? So
Thank
don't
you.
stop dreaming and don't stop pushing.
Absolutely.
And just realize that you're not missing out on anything.
Absolutely. Wow. I hope you have learned a lot. I have learned a lot. Okay, you have a question. Quick one.
There's this parental influence. Like, I like football now. My dad is always telling me, you're in football. Don't go and focus on your studies. It's not that I don't know my book actually. I read, but I don't really, like you say he solves math. I solve math too, but it does not give me fun. I just solve it to pass exams. So what will you tell the parents that you are influencing this child to leave what he likes and go for
What they don't like.
The most important thing that you need to understand is that your parents mean well. My
Sure.
dad was like that. I said I wanted to study law. My dad said I would never study law. Even though I had the plan of defending him, he said he had all those myths. Female lawyers do this, they do this. When you die, they will turn your head upside down.
Chineke.
All those things, and it was funny.
Wow.
What I did was that, first of all, I let him understand that I can make some decisions.
Yes.
Sometimes our parents don't trust us to make career choices because of the way we actually live in our lives. So they're wondering, this one that can't even take care of himself, this one that can't even sweep when they should sweep, how would he be able to know what to do with his life? So first of all, you need to make them believe in you. You need to make them see you as somebody who can make decisions. And how do you do that? You listen to them. If your parents are talking and you're talking back,
You have lost the, yeah, you've lost. Thank you. Until I come your way next week, I love you. Bye.